Hello, and welcome to a VO's Journey podcast. My name is Anthony Pica, and this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I seem to step on. I've got a great show for you today. Today, I did a video earlier on how I almost got scammed, and I'm calling it the scam of the century because this will absolutely blow your mind. I was so close to probably getting all of my stuff, all my personal information stolen and used and, just beat up and thrown in the alley and stomped on and kicked on. So I'm very fortunate, and thank you for all those people who helped me on the back end. But I wanted to share the story with you guys so it doesn't happen to you. All right, let's do it.
This is VO's Journey. With your host, the incomparable Anthony Pica.
It's great to be here. It's great to be Wednesday, January 15th. Can you believe it? It is already halfway through January in the year of 2020. Absolutely blows my mind. And I've got an incredibly nutso story for you today. I've named this the scam of the century. Well, it probably should have been the big scam of the beginning of the decade. Probably should have been the title. But I wanted to tell you about something that has happened to me, and I want you to be aware of it as voice artists, as generally people doing business online. So when it comes to watching out from the standpoint of the fact that we do business online, and we have to always be vigilant to make sure that we are not getting scammed ourselves for, personal information and people stealing our identity, taking money from us, et cetera, et cetera. It can be a real big challenge. It really is a challenge. And, the more that we do this, the more that you work online, you begin to spot things. But there are occasions when people might get the upper hand and get to get one over on you. So I want to talk to you about something that happened to me. And hopefully this story will help you to watch out for yourself. Fortunately, so though, I caught this particular situation in time with some help from some friends and some more digging on my part. But I'm not going to name names of the companies, things that were used in order to pull off this. Just note that there was, some high level companies used. Anyways, now, so as you know, I'm active over lots of social media like we are, and I get many messages from businesses who do work with me from my social media posts. And I received a message on LinkedIn from a business person who was accepting demos. They were reaching out to me to accept demos, and my rate sheet and everything for a possible job with a business, a large business. And so, I submitted the work on my demo, and I submitted, my rate sheet. And I got an email back later from them saying that I had been chosen to work with this large company to do voiceover work with them, but they wanted to meet me in person as well as, work online, but they prefer to meet me in person to discuss all this stuff. And I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. Great. So, send me some more information. So they sent me another email with details. It involved a contract to work with this company. It involved questions about flight information, not asking me for any personal information yet, just about costs that I would charge to, be flown out to a particular state that was pretty far away from me. So they came back and they said they wanted to meet me in person. They wanted to fly me out to this place and they wanted to do business with me in this manner because they wanted to sit down and discuss a lot of things and about being a big campaign and to be consistent and all this stuff. And then they asked me about what it would cost, like my per day cost and things like that. So I sent them that information, and they came back and they agreed to all of that. They gave me dates and times for all of this. It was very exciting, but I noticed something started to feel weird. And what I noticed was that the person signing the emails, right? But first off, I want to say, as we look at scams, right, they can be kind of easy to spot, right? Because they're either usually people spell stuff wrong, people, the grammar is off, we have people usually it's quick information, like there's stuff missing, you know what I mean? It's the scary thing is, and this is what happened, and I'm going to keep going, but the scary thing is, and we all know this, the more information we get from someone, the more legit we think they are. That is why I'm always telling you all to make sure you fully fill out your profiles, you fully fill out everything online so that you don't, get caught up in this, in this world of scamming people, or people think you're scamming them. That's why, like, when it comes to profiles, I'm always telling you to fill everything out and do as much as possible. Anyways, so, I kept getting email after email with all this separate information. And then what happened was I sent back my prices, and they were agreed upon. Then I was sent back another email saying that they would pay that, because I expected half up front because I wasn't going to do anything, right? And that they would pay me. They just needed my email address. Well, I weighed the pros and cons and thought, well, you can get my email address online from my website. Legally you have to do that, plus your email and business accounts. So I was like, that's not a big deal. And so I gave them my email address, and, so forth. But there wasn't any information given about flight information or anything like that, because with a flight, you have to give more info. Anyways, as I looked at this, I was like, this is really interesting because it just seems too easy. I've not spoken to anybody. They've not asked to speak to me. I haven't seen a phone number. Now they had a website and they had a profile on LinkedIn, right? But I checked the email address, and the email addresses were not from the actual company. They were from a third party. It wasn't like MailChimp, but it was something like that, like a free place where you could generate emails from, right? Email accounts. And that was weird. That sent me down this whole path of, okay, something's not right. Okay. So then I went on to the company page because simply, if somebody's claiming they're from the company, all right. And well, first thing I did was I messaged this person on LinkedIn that they were using the name. Person never got back to me. Fair enough. Maybe they're not active on LinkedIn, or they thought I was a weirdo, which is a weird story, right? So then I tried to call the company, but I couldn't get a hold of anybody. Like, no one would pick up at the company. Now, mind you, this company that they've said they're from is this massive worldwide company. So anyways, I finally got a hold of somebody and they told me that there was some movement going around with the company. They were changing offices here in the US. So that's probably why it was hard. Then they gave me a number to talk to some people. And, I come to find out that it's all just, it's not like they would never use that kind of stuff. And all of those things were completely, not true. But they did have a person by that name working there. But don't give any information. I received another email from these people, not the people I talked to, but the people who were trying to scam me, asking me then for the flight information, like my name, my telephone number, my email address, and my birth date. Okay, so mind you, I've given them my name. They have my name. They have my address because I sent them my address. And now they're asking for my birth date, right? So, but mind you, this has been like at this point, it's like 15 to 16 emails that I've gotten from these people. But again, as I finally dug into this and with some help from some friends, looked further into the idea that the email addresses were all wrong. And I couldn't get a hold of anybody. But today, as I received another email, I finally decided I got to get a hold of this company. I couldn't get anybody overseas, but I finally got somebody in the US because there was about 4 or 5 different hubs in the US. So I finally got a hold of someone, and they were like, it's got to be the biggest scam they'd ever heard of. They gave me a number of someone who runs the US stuff. I talked to the gentleman, which is funny because these people probably think I'm nuts. Like, who's this guy calling about this crazy story? But it was, interestingly enough, they don't use, none of those email addresses come from them, nor would they have used them. But here's the thing. It was it was really well done. It was one of the most, it was really well done. Like, it almost had me going, because it was not like anything that I had seen before. Right? So that is definitely something that I, want to tell you to please be careful. Please be super careful. All right. Actually, I think the human resources is calling me right now. I would put it on. I don't know if I should do that. That's probably not a good idea. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? If I put it on live, I shouldn't do that. I could get in trouble. All right, I won't. They're calling me. I'll have to call them back, because they were going to call me and try to clear things up with me about it. But I let it go through. I'm not going to take it live. I could probably get in trouble for that. But anyways, the point is that you've got to be careful. This scam I know, I wanted to put it on, but I don't want to get in trouble. Like, I don't want to, put them out. They didn't do anything wrong. But this whole thing is that they gave me so much good information. I mean, it was like, and it was spelled right. It was decked out. I mean, there was like great information in there, email after email after email, responding to my questions. Well read. I mean, everything grammatically was correct. Everything was spelled correctly. It just did not, it was really well done. The only thing that didn't add up was the email addresses. And I guess as we went along, what didn't add up too was the fact that they were asking for they were going to just pay me this money without any sort of thing. Now, here's another thing. This is another thing where pride can be dangerous, right? Because I'm thinking to myself partially, I'm like, well, they probably trust me because they see me, they probably seen a lot of my videos online. Oy. You know what I mean? That's weird stuff, right? They wanted the birth date because they needed they claimed they need that information to get me a plane ticket. Do you see what I mean? So I was waiting for that. I was waiting for them to give me a reason to actually ask me for personal information. All right. Then they told me if I wanted to work at home, I could work at home, but I had to use a special encrypted software so that the company requires it. That was the email that was like, oh, come on, this is too much. But mind you, this is like I said, 15 or 16 emails over a period of a week. So that's the weird thing. All right. That is the really weird thing. And to point it out, that is something that is it was good, you guys. And it's scary good. It's scary good. Because every turn I took, they had a really good thing, except for the fact that I couldn't talk to anyone. I didn't and the email addresses. It was the email addresses was the only weird thing. Then they sent me another email address that I was supposed to send the flight info to an AOL.com email address. I mean, AOL. Companies don't use, companies use their own email address, right? So, anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys about this today, and I'm impressed. I am impressed with these scammers. This was a good one. I'm impressed. Really impressed. Couple things. One, I am liking the idea more and more of making sure we are paid up front. Okay? I just like that idea. All right? I really, I mean, paid up front. Secondly, it's important to check all your P's and Q's. I mean, this was really what, by the way, that's another thing too, right? Like you would think with, that much information, that much time went into it. Well, I mean, like I would feel like there'd be easier ways to go about getting information, but I guess that type of information, you wouldn't feel it's that way. You know what I mean? And who knows what else they were trying to do, right? I mean, maybe they were actually trying to sell me on something that, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, I've been scammed before by the getting on a video call with somebody in like Asia and them trying to, tell me it was originally I thought I was doing a voiceover and it turned out to be they wanted me to buy into their business. It's like, I mean, I've gone down some crazy roads, like I said, and I wanted to tell you about it so from now on, whenever I get emails and things like that, check the email addresses. And if you're confused about something, if it feels any way in being wrong, call the company. Find someone, talk to them, make sure it's legit. Okay? And it's not a bad idea to accept payment. See, they wanted to send me a check in the mail as opposed to like paying me right out through the internet. Like, so it would be upfront. Money talks, right? So I've not received any money. So anyways, it's just, it was one crazy story. And I wanted to share that with you guys. All right, so let's see. We've got lots of people everywhere today. It's great to have you guys. Oh, sorry, Instagram. Here, let me flip you back around. There we go. Let's see. We've got people saying they'll kick their butts for me. Thank you. We've got Guy. We've got Julie. We got Around the Way from Instagram, good to have you. Let's see, over on YouTube, we got Jessica, Paul, Greg, what's up, Big Jim. We got Alex on Facebook, DJ on YouTube, Philippe. Let's see, we've got Venker, Venker Man, Detective Pika. Thank you very much for your help, sir. It was very helpful. Emmerich was very helpful in this. Couldn't have done it without you, ma'am. Thank you. Glad you cracked it. Thank you, sir. Iato, hi, what's up, man? Put it on. I know I should have, but I was worried. They left a voicemail, so I'm interested what they say. Boy, wouldn't that be something if it came back and it was actually like for real? That would be like, oh, they saw the video. Sorry. It was. I mean, it's totally. Would that be funny, right? I mean, that's the thing because there's so much information. I've never seen this before. So quite a bit of really, but again, the emails told the story, right? I mean, there was nobody actually none of the emails were from that place. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for listening. And I just wanted to share that crazy story with you. I really appreciate your time. If you get an opportunity, share this with someone who you're scared half to death will get scammed. And have a great, great Wednesday. And we'll talk soon. All right. Peace.